Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Choo Podcast. Hello.
Whoa, reverb? John with that backing track?
I mean, I was just kind of going, like, deeper and deeper as I went, but I don't know.
Ooh.
That's just kind of how we're doing
artsy.
Yeah. Folks, we're here to talk about video games once again. It's me, John. I'm the host. I'm in charge of the podcast. I'm ready to speak about games. With me this week, you've heard Solon. Solon is there and talking. Hello, Solon.
Hey, yeah. Oh, so wait, no, you gotta put some respect on my name today. I'm a standing champion.
You're a standing champion.
Standing.
Can I ask you what of? What are you the champion of?
I'm actually on a streak right now between Rumbleverse.
Okay.
Champ of Rumbleverse. Champ of Fall Guys as of last night.
Okay, so you've been kicking ass and taking names in a variety of Battle Royale games.
Yeah, I'm ready for like the decathlon of all these little punch around, drop it on an island ass games.
Gotcha.
And not just me either. Actually, it was all of us at the Chooch last night. We all got together on the Chooch Discord. Me, Scott, and our dearest Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. All three of us won in almost back-to-back games, and it was kind of a legendary night.
That's powerful. That's good.
Yeah. Scott grabbed the crown on his second Fall Guys game ever.
Ooh.
And then in the last round, I took his crown from him.
Ooh.
And I took the crown in the round right after that. And then Boss Tones finished the sweep by getting us a whole squad's victory.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was just, we were like, oh, this game's easy. And we were trying to explain to Scott, like, no, this is a difficult game. And he's like, no, it's not.
Maverick, you're also here.
I am. I'm doing my best to be here, though, because, I've had a week. Or mainly just a few 48 hours, a few days.
Maverick, a couple of 48 hours does constitute a whole week.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it does. A few days ago, I was just helping out with an event. The whole morning was literally loading in sheetrock and sending it up. And that's the first time I ever worked with sheetrock. And boy, is it heavy. It could have easily gone in a direction where I'm not here because I would have to be having back recovery. But thankfully, not the case. And then it was also just a very late setup. I was up and about until 3 a.m., I want to say. And then just with that same amount of energy, was still just up until 3 a.m. Last night. Before the Fall Guys festivities, though, but I would have to re-download Fall Guys on PC, and I'm not opposed to it. I'm just gotta consolidate storage space, or eventually get an external SSD that I can just slap on this bitch.
This SSD specifically for the guys that fall.
Just for more games, because I got a hard drive, but I'm just using that for watching. The most that this hard drive will do is run me, seeing the various shows that I choose to download and whatnot. I do not trust it to handle any gigabyte of a game.
Not a single gigabyte.
Not one.
SSD is the future. I have heard too many horror stories of people either booting up their hard drive or setting up just anything involving the standard disk running around in the composite hard drive and just completely kaputzing and I'm without a PC for a week. Thank God I got an SSD on this now. Eventually, when I am in my financial position to actually afford PC upgrades, I'll think about it more. But yeah, no, glad to hear Fall Guys is good. Wait, it is now cross-platform, right?
That's correct.
And free.
Both. I do have it on PS4, so it is not out of the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to hear that you all are gearing up for the Fall Guys fantasy, and I hope that you get to relax, Maverick, and that you don't just keel over from lifting rock.
Well, I'd be relaxing, but I am going to go to a wrestling show after this recording. So,
Where once again, you're going to pick up The Rock.
well, we'll see. I'll, if he's there, I'm just going to start rapping at him. Because it is about drive. It is about power. We stay hungry and, we devour.
I'm just imagining you saying this while lifting sheetrock like some kind of like Fred Flintstone-esque, like in the mines. Just moving
I'm not doing
rubble
the
everywhere.
rap either. I'm doing like that one TikTok version that's doing it like an old-timey song. So I'm like, it's about drive, it's about power, we stay hungry, we devour. And I'm
yeah,
and I'm just doing that while I got like fucking multiple pounds on me. But no, I was gonna say, there was some gamer inspired art I saw at the show.
Yeah, this was like a New York art show.
This was like an art event. Yes, it was like a little exhibit kind of a thing. The guy that ran it, the whole event is what is it? Pancakes and Booze is the name of the event. Mm-hmm. So set up in locations where usually bar area available for patrons and exhibitors. Also has a little setup in the area where there are just people making pancakes, and it's like the easy, like quick, like mix with water kind of stuff, because that's the easiest way to deliver while also just keeping things cheap. But it's more, it's there to keep up with the theme than it is like, oh, we're gonna do like quality shit, and or like we're not gonna try and make it fancy. It's just like this is the draw, and then you're just here mingling with people.
They put any M&Ms in them, something to really like.
We had bananas, some chocolate chips. Yeah. I think some strawberries, but those might have gone by the time, because again, I was there for a bit. I went back home because I was like a walk away from the place.
And you just finished building all 4 walls of this place.
Oh, God. Well, not those 4 walls, because we had the sheetrock, and what we did was like set it up so that we had some things of drywall angled out from like one wall and then from another wall so that people could put their stuff up there. And then we had like triangles that were also alternating so that more space for people to set things up. Then we also ran lights, basically, which were their whole thing where it's like, like a metal, like a shade to them and the bulb, setting those up. Running extension cords throughout, very DIY shit. Just
and
this is also not to say for the fact that for the part where we spent all morning moving all of the furniture at this place into one little room so that we had the space to actually do all this. It sweatiest I've been in a while. My arms are hurting.
You were doing a full like the next labor. Expansion of the of Animal Crossing. Like you were happy home and more.
I was doing gosh darn labor that day.
Mm-hmm.
And all
Tom
for
Nook
people that could
Tom Nook owes you big on this one.
Oh, I mean, hey, $15 an hour at least, but that's it is a amount that I'm at least like, I worked for this and I'll take pride in it. But no, there's some neat stuff. I saw some dude do like a painting of like Mega Man, but specifically from one of his poses in like Mega Man 8. So you kind of have an idea for the art style. Mm-hmm. But instead of Mega Man's face, it was like Grover.
Yo, okay.
That's pretty good.
Like it's that thing where art show art has a lot of variety to it, I would say. I don't want to outright say some stuff was bad, because that's unfair, and like I get it, like if you're trying to just sell your paintings and shit, you want to like make sure you're in a space that you can do that. It's more like some stuff definitely had an inspiration to it, and I could tell like really was like focused in on just sort of like a core piece of like self-discovery or interest. You had people coming in where it's like, oh, I painted like this inspiration of like a concept of like hell, or just like the the underworld on like these sheets of cardboard, but it worked because it was like really well done and it added to the texture of it. Other stuff was like, I saw a few of those like guys that make art on like subway pamphlets, and it was shit like here's a little pastiche of Randy Savage, here's Richie Rich, stuff like that, like the stuff that I would also see on Times Square, right next to that dude that's doing like the spray paint art, which not bad. Again, not gonna knock it, but it was definitely a breath of things there for folks.
That rocks. That sounds very New York also.
Yeah, it was neat. Literally in like this like a warehouse kind of exhibit thing that the lady, the owner had simply because like her husband bought it for her as like a birthday gift or something.
All right.
Yeah, no, there's rich fucks, and I've heard like there were things I've heard in the last few days that really just made me go, man, I'm like pretty normal.
I'm glad you went to a New York art show and came out normal. Yeah.
It is so easy to get deep in your head about like, oh god, I'm such like a weird guy, or like I'm such a freak. And then you just interact with other people sometimes, and it's like, no, I am super normal.
I am not like these clowns. I can survive a normal world.
Yeah. More or less. But no, it was good. And, just keeping through it. Keeping that energy, so to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always good to have some times interesting, good, hardworking. You got to get out there. You got to experience shit. I think
it's
that's
also my excuse to say that I did not play much games this week.
No, yeah, true. You were at the intersection of art and labor, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I don't got the energy or the time to try this right now.
Yeah. The good news is that we got gamer shit to talk about.
All right.
We got to talk about games. We got to talk about what's going on with them. I'm just going to go ahead and mention something really weird that happened to me yesterday.
All right.
I was at work, which, if you recall, it is at an arcade. So this is slightly less weird, but it is still kind of weird. And I did walk outside to I was getting lunch was what it was, and I had just come back from lunch, and leaning up against the wall outside of our establishment was a pachinko machine. It just said free on it. Like someone wrote free on a piece of paper and put it in there. And so I went back inside, told my other coworkers, and they were just like, yeah, we had never seen that before. What the hell? And then a few minutes later, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take it.
Wait, so this wasn't from the arcade? This was just like,
no,
someone else was like, I will put this next to an arcade and they will like it.
I think it was the way that it was described. I've had multiple friends say it like this. Basically, it's like leaving a baby at a fire station.
That was exactly what I was thinking. Yes.
Yeah, it's like this is probably the best place to leave something like this if you just want to get rid of it and you don't want to just throw it in the garbage. It's an arcade. There will be people who want this sort of thing there, like me.
Aren't pachinko machines huge?
It wasn't as big as I thought it would be. So this wasn't like a patchy slot. This isn't like one of those like big ass like, oh, it's got the slot machine things with the screen.
Okay.
No, this is like an old school. Just the balls. You're just shooting the balls into the different slots to get more balls, so that way you can trade them in to a store across the street, which you can then bring the prizes that you get to another store and get money, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's one of those. But,
yep.
I don't know why it was there. I don't know, someone's just getting rid of it. But it's in the garage now, and I'm gonna maybe try to fix it up.
Aw, you're gonna refurbish it? You're gonna give it a little polish?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know what shape it's in, because I don't know if it works. I don't know how to hook it up.
Does it have normal like electrical outlets that it needs or something? Or Does it
I
need,
don't
like, a
know. I gotta look at it
converter, or-
more.
Oh,
I don't
ooh.
know. That's what I'm saying. I gotta really look at this because I basically just brought it home and I just put it in the garage because it was very hot.
Wow, you really did just like adopt a baby from cooking outside in the Texan heat.
Yeah, basically.
Asking all your coworkers, does anyone know who this is? No? All right. I guess I've got to take, someone's got to take care of this little guy. It's going to be you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the start of like a fairy tale.
I mean, basically, I want to try to see what I can do with it and hopefully flip it, sell it to somebody.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
Like, here's the thing. I don't really have the room to just, like, set up a pachinko machine in my house and, you know, like, have it, like, set up and playable and all that. So I'm sure that there's somebody else out there who would, like to have that and, like, display it somewhere and really take care of it. I mean, if I can't really fix it, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. I'll just give it to someone else.
Do you know what year this pachinko machine is? Like what it's from?
No, I looked it up and there's a bunch of listings for similar pachinko machines. And it's funny because, like, all the listings are like, oh yeah, no, this one's like $300. This one's like $1,000. This one's $70.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like I couldn't tell you how much it's actually worth. I couldn't tell you, like, it looks really old, so I think it's from like the 70s, like straight up.
It looks like it from the picture that you sent out on Twitter. It looks like a 70s ass arcade cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I'm looking on like eBay and all that, and
that's wild. You're getting a real flex on, like, you know, used game markets really well. You know a lot of, like, you know how to, you know, buy and sell and flip, you know, a lot of electronic based stuff, but this is like a completely different element.
I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, if I could just, even if I'm just like rolling up to somewhere and I'm just like, hey, give me $70 for this and you could just have this. That's $70 I didn't have before, you know? Like, I'll take that. I don't care.
Yep.
There's a classic games convention coming up in a week that I'm actually going to be working at for my job. I might as well just bring the pachinko machine.
It'd be like a cool little centerpiece.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be working there, so I can't like bring it in and be like, yeah, hey, check this out. Especially if this did come from the arcade that I work at, because then if I'm like trying to sell it when they were just trying to get rid of it, they're going to be like, hey, dude, what the fuck?
Well, yeah. But like, it would just be a good little attractive piece at the convention.
At the very least, I'm just gonna like post about it in like a Facebook group, and I'm gonna be like, hey, if any of you want this, let's figure this out. I can trade it with you at the convention. Give me a game. You know?
Yep.
Like,
get someone to come home with a pachinko machine after the classic games convention.
I mean, if it's worth like 70-something bucks, you know, I'll just be like, hey, give me a fucking like semi-rare GBA game or something. Like, hey, do you have a copy of Aria of Sorrow? I'll trade you for that.
Maybe this isn't like this is the first part of a larger fairy tale where you're like the like guy who's gonna sell a weird haunted arcade cabinet to somebody else, and they're gonna, you know, they'll be the next leg of this.
I don't know. Is this just going to be a thing where I'm like, I don't know. My concept is it's going to be like the like trading things up, like the paperclip up to a house or whatever. I'm going to trade this to somebody, and they're going to trade it, or I'll trade it to someone, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, here, I'll give you something that's worth slightly more, and then it's just going to keep going up and up and up.
Yeah. John's ultimate hustle. It all started with the little silver balls.
I guess so, yeah. While we were talking about this, I did start to look at price charting again, because I was like, hey, what the fuck? What could I potentially trade? And, God, video games are so fucking expensive. I'm so mad.
Oh, they are.
I'm so mad. Why is Xenosaga 3 $250? Fuck off.
Jeez.
I'm so mad. But yeah, I mean that's basically all I've been up to. Funnily enough, I've just been doing. I've been playing the same shit, so I don't really have any games to talk about. I'm still playing Xenoblade Chronicles 1. That's how it fucking goes. So, do either of you maybe want to come in and talk about some stuff? Solon, I feel like you have a lot of games that you want to speak on. What's been going on with you? What's gaming?
I do. It's summertime for me, so I've gotten a little extra time to play some cool games. I have not gotten off of Neon White. I talked about this about a month ago, having just started it, but Neon White whips a lot of ass, and not in a way I was expecting either. When I start playing this game, it becomes something where it's like, oh, I'm just going to spend like a couple of, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, beat some levels and stuff. No. I end up sinking like 3-4 hours into just beating each of these like Neon White levels. This is a first person shooter where you are doing a bunch of advanced platforming. You're sacrificing your guns for cool mobility options. And so you're on this constant trade-off of like, do I shoot or do I throw my guns away to get somewhere else faster? All these levels are like 25 seconds long total. That's it. I'm on these levels for like 30-40 minutes though, just eking out every single like nook and cranny of each map just to try to find like ways to get around these areas that they built faster and cleaner than my previous runs, and getting new PBs and it's nuts. It's got its hooks in me so deep. I would say it's a game of miles and milliseconds where you're shaving off these milliseconds, but you're running so fast. You're moving so smoothly through all of these areas. And just kind of repeating it like over and over until it's become like this rote thing. Like if I go back and like play one of these old levels, I'll probably be able to just show you some wild ass platinum time, like high level play, and then the next level will happen and it'll just be like, oh, this guy has no idea what he's doing. And I'll just be like, just wait 35 minutes and I'll have this map mastered too. And so it's been cool. I'm having a really awesome time with it because like what got me sucked in was like, I was just like, I'm the kind of person that I like playing games where I can like beat my own time and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'll, play this, beat my own time. They've got these little times set up so that you can kind of show a strong mastery of the level. So they've got like, bronze means you just beat it. Silver is like, okay, you moved pretty good through this level. Gold usually means like, all right, this is a solid time, but you don't know the secret of this level. And then platinum is like, all right, we've shown you what there's a shortcut in this level. Every one of these levels has a shortcut specific to it, and somehow uses the weapons like cool little features to make it work. You're moving between enemies like Neo in the Matrix, and you're doing awesome. And then after you get that like gold time level, they'll show you what your friends' times are, and they'll show you what like online times are. And online times, I'm not gonna, there's thousands and thousands of people in this. There's tens of thousands of times. No big deal. My friends' times are always just like sometimes a little bit above the platinum time, sometimes a couple seconds above. And like it's really good. And I'll be like, all right, I want to beat them. That sounds great. And then I found out that every single level has a staff time, a secret, not showed, not listed time that is like, all right, motherfucker. You want to go fast in this level? Here's how you go fast in this level. And oh man, that turned everything from like, I'll clean these levels up in 3 minutes to be like, oh no, I know this level. I think I can actually get a really good time on this. And then, all right, you have to play it perfectly now. And you have to know all of the route that is like a really clean, fast route. It's so cool. I've managed to pick up like I think 3 out of I've played 50 levels of this game. I'm halfway through because it's just straight up like 99 or 100 levels total. And it's just a clean game. It's really funny. I don't know if folks know this, but this is from the same person that put together Donut County, which is a wildly different game.
It's a pretty big leap, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ben Esposito, if you go look at his stuff, there's a lot of different stuff on there. I found out yesterday, Ben Esposito also was the person who worked on Tattletale, which was like a weird Five Nights at Freddy kind of like spooky game where you carry a Furby around and the Furby tells you to do sicko nasty stuff, like close your eyes and listen. I didn't realize that, and it took me aside because I just spent like a week or so the last month with a bunch of teenagers, and on the plane ride back, the kid that I sat next to, the 13-year-old, he spent the entire plane ride playing Tattletale. And so I got to know this game pretty well from him. He's 13, so he's just like pretending he's a streamer, but he's also on a plane getting hyper obsessed about this like game that he really likes in front of me. The person that he like is like, oh, this is my teacher. He thinks I'm cool. I'm going to show off for him. It was darling. And also like the perfect game for that. But then when I got home, I was like, wait, Tattletale is also Ben Esposito, is also the Pale Machine music video game guy, is also Neon White. I was like, things came together in my head in a way that I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. This is exactly what I wanted out of Donut County, was something where I could play the Donut County levels faster and cooler and more like, performative. This is that in a weird way, in a very weird way. And so there's just like a lot of bits that are inside of Neon White that kind of like exude this idea of like just where modern indie game developers are at in a very real way. I would say that if you look at Ben Esposito's work over time, you'll see like this really clean, nice arc of like where indie games are at any given time. And Neon White kind of exemplifies that in a way where it's like, all right, we're doing some arcade game stuff. We're doing a little bit of retro and a little bit of navigation of spaces in cool, exciting, like punky, fast rock and roll ways. And I'd say, yeah, that's about where indie games are right now in a lot of ways.
So I'm just gonna say, as someone who when I saw this game, I flipped my lid because I thought it looked fucking amazing.
Yep.
And I played the demo, and I loved the gameplay, like a lot, and the music and the style. So much of it was super cool.
Soundtrack too.
Soundtrack, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's cutscenes. There's dialogue.
There sure are. Yeah. And
it's the drizzling shits.
I don't have a better way to put it either. Like, you are right, and it's the drizzling shits.
It's super, super fucking bad. It is. I've seen so many people talking about how they feel about it, and I mean, like, I know some folks who just like were like, whatever, it didn't really bother me, which, that's fine. I'm not gonna like come at you or whatever. But there's a lot of people, myself included, who were just like, man, this game would be like 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 game of the year shit if it just didn't have a plot.
If somehow you were able to make the voice actors say things without using language at all, so that you could just get hearing their cool voices, but without them saying any words that have any meaning, like, oh, it'd be awesome.
Because, like, they're good voice actors, they got fucking Steve Bloom in that shit. He's doing a good job. And, I've been watching fucking Big O recently, and it's just like, yeah, I like to hear Steve Bloom. Mm-hmm. He's cool.
I literally tune out. I don't listen to what they say, because all of the voice actors are awesome. And
you shouldn't listen to what they say.
It's really funny. Like, they're just dweebs.
It's embarrassing. It's like they flirt with each other in like this really teenager way, and they're all like fucking like they're all supposed to be like badass cool adults, but they're acting like they're sending each other Tumblr anonymous messages, like they're trying to be like, hey, guess who I am, hee hee, like that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
and that's supposed to be kind of like the theme is like, all these people are trying to be cool, badass adults, but they're really just kids on the inside. They're just masks up and not really able to, like, you know, show their true selves or talk like normal. I get that. I know what you're going for here.
But it sucks to look at.
It's just cringe. It's too much cringe. Yeah, I would say it's just they're trying to be cool and it's really dweeby, which is funny because I love dweeby writing. I just finished playing Day of the Tentacle, where they just make like Star Wars jokes at each other all the time, and it's so charming and fun and cute.
I was gonna say, like, if you're a fan of dweeby writing, like, you're all in all about Road 96. I recently saw a playthrough of it, and it's like, I get the ideals that it goes for now. I think where it ends in terms of, like, you know, ultimately we'll still do things in the confines of the system that we're in. They're still kind of but that at least implies a system that actually will, like, do things given the actual, like, reins on it, whatnot. But
Yep.
No, some of the writing is definitely clunky in a way where it's like, oh man, one, I could tell that this is a non-US studio working on some of these themes. Two, boy, is it a special kind of there's something very heartwarming where you try and make, like, a little badass out of your player characters, and it just comes out in a way where it's like, man, you definitely are a teenager with the way you come across to some things. Every time you can graffiti something, you make a Banksy, and it's just like, I understand the spirit is there, but oh boy, sometimes I wish you could just, you know, maybe today shut the fuck up Friday. Just go with that energy.
Yeah, no, Road 96 is very much a game where the heart's in such a cool and right place, and, you know, you're playing as teenagers who, and it kind of comes off in that way. Even if they didn't intend for that.
And on another, like, similar route, I would say too, like, you know, you're obviously going to talk about it later, but, you know, another game that has cringe writing is, like, AI the Somnium Files, you know? Like, those characters are all fucking dweebs. They're all a bunch of dumbasses who just revel in loving what they love, whether it's, you know, being whether it's Minecraft or the big booby receptionist. But it's just it's written in such a way that it's very obviously, like, being cheeky about it, but also just being like, yeah, people are like this. People are just fucking stupid, and we're all just, like, living in this world and fucking around, and we should all just be who we are, you know. And I have way more fun with that than, again, like, I think the big problem with Neon White is that it does not feel confident in what it's doing. It feels like it's being like, yeah, we got this cool stuff going on. Check out how hot our characters are. Yeah, like, it feels like it's trembling as it's showing these things to you. It's like, look, we got Steve Bloom to voice this guy. Isn't that cool? He's so hot sounding, but then they make him out to be, like, you know, like a stumbling, like they can't just have him be hot. Like, you know, like, just have him be hot. Like, well, just do that.
There's a couple of problems here and this is a very interesting spot that it runs in. Because I know that every part of this game was made by veteran game makers, like people who know their craft, know their shit. And the writing especially has so much craft inside of it that I can tell that it's got characters who's they're very much focusing on tone and on dynamics. So, like, the Neon White himself, and Red, they're dynamic, fucking solid. White and green, white and yellow, white and pink. These are all different characters in the game. Their dynamics are awesome. Their tone with each other, fantastic. Literally, the words they say, like the things that make up these characters individually, they suck. They just suck because a lot of it is like all of these characters are trying to manipulate White, and White is a character who has amnesia. But they're not going to spend any time. I'm 50 levels into this, so I'm halfway through. They could change this. There could be a big turn or something. But I'm halfway through it. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm completely tuned out. At this point in the game where I'm at, the characters don't have anything to discuss except for whatever the next mission is. And the next mission is completely vague because these are all just, first person shooter skybox ass levels. And, there's no theming or extra bits to each of these spaces that you're running in that give players give the characters way to characterize what they're about necessarily. They do a cool thing where Pink is like the sadistic person, and she fills an entire world's levels full of traps that you have to defuse. Mm-hmm. That's a cool little bit, but it doesn't tell me anything about Pink that I didn't already know. And it doesn't tell me anything about Pink and White's relationship that I didn't already know. And they don't expand on this at all during these levels. Just that she's like, oh, you defused all my traps. All right, on to the next scene. We don't learn anything from this. We don't grow from these things happening. And so I keep going through all these conversations, all these social links that are all, built in there, which is a great design choice. These are things that all the things are there to have space for tons of great writing that isn't there. And it's just so frustrating because I know that there's so much in this that is great and working as it's supposed to, but the grease that moves all those cogs together is just too low quality, and it makes the whole thing creak. Mm-hmm. And so when I put that, this is one part that we're talking about, just the writing as it refers to character interactions is cringe. If I put that part aside, the game is excellent and easy to recommend to people. And for our group specifically, especially, we do a lot of, role-playing games, a lot of writing where a lot of characters are involved. We love rich character dynamics. It's John, I can't recommend. This game sucks, actually. It's weird like that.
It's but that's the thing, though, is that so much of it stands up that it does still seem to be worth it. It's just you're gonna have to just tune out a bunch of all the writing. Basically, you're just gonna have to tune that out, and that is a shame because it is 75% an absolute new classic banger game, and then that last 25%, which is all the writing, is just just ignore it, whatever.
Right.
It's that sucks,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the full game. I just played the demo, but yeah, I just remember playing that demo whenever there was that Steam Fest or whatever, and I was just I got kind of hooked on it too. I remember I sat there and, I didn't sit there and replay them over and over again, but I just remember when I played through the demo, I replayed all the demo levels until I beat all my friends' scores, and it's addicting to get into that. It's really fun, and it's well made, and it's just slick as fuck. It's so cool. And then I just remember sitting there listening to the dialogue, and I just remember sitting there just I don't remember if I was alone or if I was in some kind of Discord call, but I just remember sitting there and just being this blows ass. This sucks. Holy shit, these characters are terrible, and I have to do social links with them? What the fuck? Mm-hmm. I was so mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whatever. I'll play it eventually because I do really, really like the gameplay. That it was really cool. But yeah, that's how that goes.
I didn't even talk about the setting in heaven that you're doing anything. That part's cool too. That,
yeah.
There's writing bits in here, especially with side characters that you actually do get to have that kind of growth with. That is oh yeah, I like this. You just made a character who's endearing and is nice to the main character, and in a way where they're meeting for the first time and not holding a bunch of secrets and harboring grudges and stuff. And it's yeah, this is great. This is what I like. This is nice.
All right, well, I think that is the rundown there. Maverick, is there anything you want to talk about? Any games that you've been playing?
Yeah, sorry if there's some radio silence there. You know that meme about shit, what are you doing in that bathroom? You frying chicken? It was that with a sudden rainstorm.
What?
Like I was just staring at my waveform, and it's just like, oh, dog, like I'm gonna get muddled over if I try to speak right now.
Yep.
But no, like I said before, haven't really been getting into much. Mainly more Monster Hunter. I have hit that point that I think a lot of people do, where last week I would literally spend a whole week getting from beginning of low rank in Rise all the way up to Sunbreak, getting in some master rank stuff. I took some time to help Lorelei grind a little bit with like low rank quests she had to do. And I feel like I'm in that spot now where it's like I want to make sure I don't burn myself out, but then there is still plenty of game I still need to do. Let me try and even it out. And so part of that is just finding people to play with and at least, open it up that way. So there was another night where I just hit up Rose, and we were able to go and start up my other mastering quest against Garangolm, one of the new monsters for this expansion, and a fun little design. So one of the things about Monster Hunter is the fact that a lot of designs and for all these monsters do kind of just build off of one another. Like you have the wyverns a la Rathalos, Rathian, and everything else that sort of follows that mold. Vary it up so that you at least have other, elemental effects or behavior patterns. You at least have that base skeleton, is what we were talking about with Garangolm on that hunt. Same for like some of the smaller beasts. You at least see the through line of some of those monsters. Rajang, the like big monkey with the horns that just really goes in and fucks your shit up. There's not another monster that really shares that framework. In Rise, you have Bishaten make a appearance. I forget if Bishaten has been in other games, but that even though it's partially a primate or inspired by like a bit of a primate, there's more of a like lightness to Bishaten's attack style. Rajang is just full on punching you and kicking you to death and will maybe shoot you with a beam, but for the most part it will just square up. And Garangolm is definitely the first monster that really takes that skeleton and rearranges it in a way. It is the first monster I have seen, and I do not know if there are others that do this, where it has two different elemental like attacks it can do. Well, Rathalos and Rathian, I think, are similar in that they have poison that they can affect you with, alongside like being able to breathe fire. No, Garangolm literally has two fists. One fist, when activated, does Water Blight, which basically eats up more of your stamina while also making it difficult to recover. It's an easy, like, you can cure and whatnot, but it's like a really quick and annoying mechanic that can eat up a lot of your work. Other arm does Blast Blight, which does big damage, leaves you open to get exploded, and if you get exploded, more damage. And it can just do both of those. And it's just going around doing flips and shit, like beating you up. I carded a few times during that boss. But holy moly, is it just... It's fun to see new monster designs. I'm always eager to see a new guy and just figure it out. That's the thing about Monster Hunter. There's so much space to just play around and figure shit out.
That rocks. That reminds me of the other monkeys that I've fought a lot of big monkeys in video games. The Sekiro one's the one that comes to mind the most.
Guardian Ape is definitely up there for good monkeys.
How's Garangolm rank up?
Definitely also up there. You at least need another person to make it not like impossible. So I appreciate, getting that baked in difficulty. But no, really fun monster. It is in the one of the new locations for the expansion, the Citadel, I believe, which has like these different layers. It's like one part sort of like a forest area, and then it transitions into some canyons, and then further up is just a full-on ice territory. So a lot of different geography, which really adds to some of the intrigue of just like what's to come with the later mastering stuff. And I want to posit a question to any of the monster hunters out there that are listening. So I have been doing Greatsword, as I said last week, for just my entire run so far. I used to do Sword and Shield in World. I'm not immediately picking it up in Rise, even though I know I can go back to it. It's there. And I'm trying to think, if I had to switch to a different weapon just to have something else to try out and figure out, if there are any Greatsword users, if there's anyone that just thinks, given what I know about Maverick, maybe you should try this out. I'm just curious. Yeah. I'm just a little curious about what my options for weapons are.
You're going to turn your back on the Greatsword?
Oh, I'll never turn my back on Greatsword. Believe me. That's right or die.
Yep.
Because the other day I was thinking about it. Oh, let me try out Gunlance. Let me try out Switch Axe. Doesn't feel the same. What it is, it's the weight.
Yep.
Greatsword has some fucking weight to it. And I appreciate that you can move a little bit quicker with the other large weapons, but I don't know. It helps in like setting up that momentum for a hunt. It's like,
are there any other weapons that say that they're great just out the gate, like the Greatsword does? Because I mean
that too.
It is a great sword,
right?
What could be better?
Pretty great sword. You get one that, and I gotta level it up more, but it is just like a parasol.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty fun.
Oh,
you get ones that are like
great axe or a great bow.
You get ones that are like claw pincers when you fight the Hermitar and Centaur. There's some good greatsword designs, but I'm just curious is all if there's anything else out there.
I don't know. Monster Hunter heads, hit Maverick up.
There's like a funny musical instrument one, right?
Questions. What was that? Sorry.
No, you're right. You can send them into the Ask box on Tumblr. You get them. Isn't there like a musical instrument kind of one?
Oh yeah, the hunting horn. Yeah,
hunting horn. I don't know if that's going to have impact. It's going to be opposite of that, right?
It does some good bash, and no one is upset to see a hunting horn because half the time you're just there giving people buffs and shit. So,
Now that ain't Maverick. You want to get down and dirty.
It could be. That's the thing. I'm not too sure. Maybe it is. Who knows?
So you're saying you could be convinced if someone's got a good defense of a weapon that they like.
Good, or could even just explain it a bit. Because here's the thing. Greatsword, Sword and Shield, they are easy to me. I hit, I bash, I have to charge a little bit so that I can get like a nice timing, and I do more damage. You talk to me about files and morphing and reloading that, and I immediately start to go like, huh? There's cool shit. There's cool shit attached to that. I like that, the fucking Charge Blade has a little pizza cutter move. That's dope. I'm also just sitting there how do I charge it so that my vials don't break? And I'm doing elemental burst. I am a simple man. I see meters and I just start going, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah. I like them. It's like being drawn to fire, and I want to touch, but I know that I can't. So how do I interact with the fire so that I still? It's like, I don't know shit about the style meter for DMC, but you tell me about witch time combos, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got it.
I dodge at this time, and then it goes slow? Okay.
Yeah. If you need an idea of okay, what does Maverick mean when he's kind of rock stone?
No, it's good. It's good in another way.
Yeah. And of course, not a knock to people who play Bayonetta. It is the reason why I, for as much love as I have for DMC as a series, never really get into it that much.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, hey, speaking of Bayo, there's a lot of news this week, so let's dive right in. Let's dive in. Go ahead. So, Bayonetta 3 got a release date. It is coming out October 28th. That is sooner than I expected, and
That is
by that
so
I mean
soon.
It's sooner than I expected in that it's coming out, and that's crazy to me.
Yep.
But yeah, they had a trailer. It was pretty neat. They showed Bayonetta fighting against new enemies called homunculi, which are neither angels nor demons. There is some other, there is another Bayonetta there of some sort, so I don't know what's going on there. There are two Bayonettas. And then there's also a new witch named Viola, who is basically, what if Virgil was a punk chick?
Yeah.
Which is pretty good, and she's got a giant cat, too.
I'm seeing the Virgil comparisons. I feel like it is a bit more of a Nero, though.
Yeah, more Nero, more... I think people are saying Virgil because of the sword.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's definitely more of a Virgil sword. But, yeah, like a Nero, it's very DMC. That's basically it. It's very DMC. It looks fucking sick. It looks really, really good. I'm excited because, Bayonetta 1 and 2 are absolute classics, and I'm glad to see more. I'm just excited to see another one.
Yeah, I like the Virgil comparison because it does and doesn't make any sense because it like somehow disregards Jean being there. Like
that's the thing. Yeah,
she's the Virgil of the game, but also she's also kind of not at the same time because
right.
It's the rival character though. She is the rival character, and it's still She's having more fun with it though, is the thing.
Uh-huh.
Virgil is very serious. He like both Bayonetta and Jean are having a good time doing what they're doing. Dante's woohoo pizza funny man, but Virgil is like, if I unbutton the top button of my shirt, I will immediately die. Like, that is Virgil.
Yeah,
but that's why he's
such
great.
Extremes of each other that it's like they're barely even foils to each other because they just have so much and so little relation. Meanwhile, like Jean and Bayonetta, they're friends, they're pals, they can hang out, like they're fucking normal.
Yeah. But yeah, that's coming out October. Really excited for that. They did announce that there some other kind of surprising things. Bayonetta 1 was originally digital only on the Switch, and now they're releasing it physically, which is kind of surprising. Like, so long after it came out, it definitely seems like very specifically to be like a thing for the collectors only, really. So I could see that being a rare, expensive thing in the future. But they also announced that there's going to be a collector's edition for 3 with like an art book and stuff like that. And thankfully, I did think that they were just going to do it on My Nintendo, but thankfully they did announce that you're just going to be able to buy it at stores normally. So they could have just done that for the Xenoblade one as well, and the world probably would have been safer if they did that. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, no, I might get that collector's edition. I don't know. We'll see. I guess it also comes with some like exclusive cover art for 1 and 2 as well. So it's like, hey, go buy the physical copies of 1 and 2 so you can complete the set. You have your special collector's edition thing that all goes together. If they're really trying to do that, I suppose. I don't know, collectors stuff. They're basically just being like, yeah, if you are a collector, you will be getting this stuff. Mm-hmm. But which I respect that they are basically like divvying this up and being like, hey, if you're not crazy about all this and you just want to play the games, you can just play the games. Like I respect that they are just giving options, and for the people that are off the goop like me, they're like, hey, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I went off the goop with the AI Somnium files, so I've got goop in the race now.
I mean, I did too, but I'm still waiting for my copy to show up.
I might be in the Bayo 3 collector's edition mood now.
Yeah, we'll see. It all depends on how much room I have at this point, honestly.
There are other limitations.
Yeah. Solon, did you want to? Well, I was going to say, did you want to talk about AI? But I mean,
No,
we
let's
do
keep
have
going
a
with news.
lot.
We got a
We do
lot
have
of
a lot of news. We have a lot of news. So I'm just going to keep going with the Nintendo stuff here because it was a pretty Nintendo centric week. They announced another game, which like it's crazy at this point. It's kind of crazy they didn't do a direct. Like really, like they've been announcing so much shit. It's kind of crazy that they didn't just do a direct. But they announced a new Kirby game called Kirby's Dream Buffet, which basically just seems like Kirby Fall Guys. You're rolling around as Kirby or as Waddle Dees, picking up food, becoming larger, doing little mini games, and trying to be the biggest possible Kirby at the end of it. It's big Kirb season. Get you one, as they say.
Oh, it is big Kirby season. This popped off way more than I was expecting it to.
It's very cute looking. You're just in a land of sweets, rolling around, picking up sweets to become larger. It's pretty simple looking, but it still seems pretty fun. It's coming out sometime this summer. There's no actual release date.
There's a small nuance to like how Kirby games get released that is kind of wild because I wasn't expecting this kind of reaction from this game because normally when we see like, oh, Kirby's rolling up into a little ball, in the past that has caused fans to be like, ah, crap, this is one of those frickin' mirror curse ass rolling games where you can't even control Kirby right and it sucks. Which is never the case with Kirby games, but that's happened before. That has been the reaction before. Like, because Canvas Curse was not what people expected. It's awesome, but it was not what people expected. Because of all of the success from the most recent Kirby game being exactly what people wanted, they're like, I can take more now. I could take an entire casual party game, Kirby game now, and be like, yes, this is everything I've ever wanted. It's very strange. It's kind of cool. Glad to see good, solid, folks being out here for the pink guy rolling around.
Yeah, why not? It's cute.
Also, Master Hand's in here.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if it's actually like. I mean, I do love the concept of Master Hand and Crazy Hand being in the Kirby universe, like how they were in Amazing Mirror. I want to say that was
yeah. Yep.
Or it was either Amazing Mirror or Squeak Squad. I'd have to play those.
One of the two on the Game Boy. Where they were the like mini boss. It was very fun.
Yeah, and then if you suck them up, you got Kirby's Smash Bros. Moveset as a copy ability, which is
you get the full Smash moveset.
And you
so
suck
good.
them?
Yeah, you suck some fingers. Yeah.
Hey yo,
yo,
y'all. Focus.
I'm just talking about Kirby.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Then we can dig
it. But no, they should bring that back. I wanna see more Smash Bros stuff in Kirby. Fucking put Taboo, bring Taboo back from Brawl. That would be good as hell. He should be a Kirby boss. He should be like a mini boss of some sort, or fucking Galeem and Darkon. Like that'd be funny.
Those guys are so weird. I would love to know more about them because all I know is I got very little information on them, and they're just kind of weirdos. Freaks of
Galeem and Darkon just appear. They just appear, and they're just like there to do shit. And Taboo is also just kind of there. They're all just kind of there.
Yeah,
which honestly, kind of rules. I don't know.
It's still weird to me to think like, oh, there's a Kirby game that people just hate, like full on, because there's so much you can do with the formula. You know what I mean? That
I will say the weakest Kirby game I think is probably or at least one of the weaker ones is Squeak Squad, and that is mostly just because of how short it is. Like, I just wish there was more of it.
Yeah, and the little tummy gimmick is not very useful, or at least not used in a way that's very dynamic. You still play Kirby pretty much the exact same way with that mechanic, where it's like, oh, Kirby has an inventory? Yeah, but I just need one power. I'm going to just use the one power I like and then win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never like, oh man, this game's ruined. It's more just like, all right.
Yeah.
This
is the least novel Kirby game.
Yeah, or either least novel or different in a way where, it just kind of doesn't land. But it's never like... Kirby never has a Sonic cycle.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
And what do you... They're small, they're round, they're a friend. They're shaped like a friend.
Well, yeah, and they're always just shockingly designed. Like, that's the thing people don't necessarily know about Kirby, is that Dream Buffet is probably the least weird Kirby game. This is going to be very normal, and that's exciting in a way.
You say that, but like eventually there's just going to be a mini game where you're fighting like the deep darkness from space or something, and it's just like, oh, okay, all right, we're back to Kirby. Kirby's back.
But just the there's the Game Boy Advance one that's really good. That's a very standard Kirby game, except that once you put up link cables together between your Game Boy Advances, it's like a cooperative 4-player open world game at that point.
Yeah, it's Amazing Mirror, and
Amazing Mirror.
That game is kind of sort of Metroidvania too, which is really interesting.
It's like that's one of the normal Kirby's, but also underneath it is like this very wild architecture to it that is unlike any other games that have ever been made. Like, who's making 4-player co-op Metroidvanias? That's a bizarre concept.
All right. Next bit of Ninty news here. So, same-sex marriage, or at the very least, same-sex relationships, are the acceptance of it has been growing in Japan as time has gone on, and in a pretty cool move, straight up, Nintendo has gotten in front of the government. Because, hey, the government, the general Japanese government still does not recognize same-sex marriage as legal. Nintendo has actually gotten out in front and said that under their new partnership program, any two people in a common law partnership, regardless of sex or gender, or and also even if they're not legally recognized as married by the government, will all be treated the same. So they will get any policy benefits, any kind of just anything that the company would do to that if they had recognized a straight couple. They have just flat out said that they will recognize it and give them the benefits as needed. But that's cool. Like as a for a company to do. Obviously, don't want to give too much props to a corporation, but it is nice to see something like that done that, wasn't like forced by the government, like this is just something that they just did, like that's nice. The article that I'm looking at here from Sora News 24 does have some quotes from some Japanese posters, I guess commenters here. I guess one of the first things that came up was someone saying, "Oh wait, are they going to add same-sex marriage to Tomodachi Life now?"
Yeah.
Which I would guess so, because there are already a few like non-straight relationships in Fire Emblem recently. Like that has happened more and more. I don't know how extensive that has been, but this quote is very good. Just, I feel like Mario is on my side now.
Thank you, Mario.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you,
Mario.
Supporting gay rights. You are now at the level of Macklemore. Thanks, Mario. No, look, it's really good.
Mario's well versed in stepping on Goombas. If he's got to step on some more heads, he's more than glad to do so.
There's always this like weird feeling of like taking corporate icons and co-opting them for issues of social issues and labor issues and stuff, but it's always fun. You should always do that. If you don't feel like Mario is on your side, make Mario on your side. Like
I agree. Mario
top 5 characters who support marriage and partnerships and just the entire queer community. Number 1, Mario. Number 2, Sonic. Number 3, Little Caesars. The guy in Little Caesar. The Little Caesar.
The Little Caesar, yeah.
Number 4, Pepsi Man. Number 5, Gudetama.
Ooh, Gudetama.
So someone's gonna have to ask Bowser what his thoughts are, because I want to make sure that even if Bowser opposes many things that Mario stands for, like pasta and Princess and the continued monarchy of Princess Peach, hopefully he still will allow all the gay Goombas to get married.
Well, the last thing Bowser would want is to create an environment where Bowser Jr. can't live his life to the fullest.
I was gonna say that there's no way that Bowser wasn't for this from the beginning, and it's really Mario that was the one that was slow to get there.
Yeah, he's like, Bowser's just like, Jesus, Mario, come on, get with the times.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a part of my family. My best friend was. I got a couple of gay friends. I don't think it's bad, but
are you really supporting the Toads, Mario? Come on.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that maybe
you come from the Mushroom Kingdom. Do you know how many genders mushrooms have?
Marriage, maybe they why do they got to get married? Why does it got to be a married?
Mario, for the love of God. If I need to be a despot right now, I'm going to.
I really love this concept of like Bowser just sitting Mario down and being like, "Listen, man, you gotta be a little more open minded,
and don't talk to me like that." I was just like, "Don't you talk to me like that? What do you mean, not like that?" All right, Bowser, what are you talking about?
Yeah, drop the Nintendo voice, Mario. Talk to me like a normal person. Like, all right.
Mario, you talk to kids about getting fingerprinted and not getting into gun closets. You obviously want to try and stand for some matter of public safety. Don't you think being able to love who you want enhances that public safety?
Maverick, God. You brought up Sonic somehow being number 2 to Mario in this situation. I think it's actually really
top 5. It's not ranked.
No, I know. It's yeah. It's very like
open your heart,
non-hierarchical. Sonic and Sega being very, very gay all the time has been heartwarming. But it's really important to recognize that like all of these companies, and especially Nintendo's a very conservative company in their higher ups, and so this is pretty groundbreaking in a lot of ways and signals to a lot of Japan a sea change. And it's pretty notable that it happens, a week after Abe getting murked last week. I think that's an important tie to make. So, like, that happens, and then one of the biggest corporations in Japan goes, we're going to recognize gay marriage throughout our entire structures and stuff and make sure that gay folks have rights with and spousal benefits inside of our corporation.
All it
that's a big fucking deal.
Former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe getting his back blown out by a goddamn duct tape gun.
Yeah.
And now the world is out. The world is open to so many possibilities. Man,
let's see how things continue.
News that heals you.
God.
It is.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that week that Trump had COVID, like, that was
funny.
That was so good. Like, I will never gotta give it that of all the guys to never give it up to. He's one of them. I will say the clip of him learning that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died while he was walking out of a plane to Tiny Dancer. The entirety of him trying to feign any sort of competency while clearly dying of COVID.
God. Yeah.
It's the first time I've learned about this. Just
am I gonna go out like Stan Chera? I will never forget about am I gonna go out like Stan Chera? In a similar way, Shinzo Abe is you have individuals who, by all means, can rot in the ground and will not be missed, will not be fondly remembered. Everything about them will just be a footnote, and any mention of them will be accompanied by laughter of some capacity, because I cannot be bothered to actually have any sort of ounce of fear or any emotion that would let them have some sort of control over my life. Holy God, are they just fucking hilarious? The poster's brain on some of these people. Years of trying to create a sort of lifestyle and a reign of just, trying to figure something out. And outside of all these other accomplishments, it all comes back to just being able to make such immaculate posts. God damn. Anyway, go Nintendo. Not really, though, but...
Just a little.
Just a little.
The last bit of Nintendo news. Pretty wild, honestly. Kind of crazy. Nintendo bought out 100% of its shares. A CG production company called Dynamo Pictures, who is going to be renamed to Nintendo Pictures, and I guess are basically just going to be making CG animations for Nintendo. They have done some work previously on games. They did some motion captures for Death Stranding and Persona 5. I guess they did some post-production on Other M, which is crazy. But people just kind of seem to think that they just want to make their own movies themselves. It sounds like maybe the Mario movie that Illumination is making maybe didn't go as well as they wanted it to, so, maybe Nintendo's just like, fuck it, we're gonna do our own movies, we don't need someone else to do it, we're gonna make the Zelda TV show, we're gonna make F-Zero movie starring Michael Keaton as Captain Falcon. I don't know, I just pulled that out of my ass, I don't fucking know.
That'd be fun. I could see that happening. I think what I see from this movement that's going on is, if I had to guess, Dynamo Pictures' place inside of Nintendo is something that they're going to use to spice up their Nintendo Directs. That's kind of my hope, is because if I were them, I would be seeing everyone else like making all of these live stream things in the style of Nintendo Directs, which is, imitation and flattery kind of thing. And no one does that like Nintendo. But I think if they wanted to take that whole presentation to the next level, they're going to need a lot more, videography help to make it look less like it's a, very simple COVID era web stream kind of thing. Because even though the Nintendo Directs came out before 2020, that's what that feels like now. And so to take things to the next level, this would be a great spot. I don't know if they're going to be making movies. I guess I'm complicating things by saying they might just be making like trailers, cinematography type stuff, video assets for different Nintendo projects.
Yeah, it could be.
Or maybe they're just straight up making movies for games like FMVs. They're making old school FMV style stuff.
They could be. They have a lot of CG work under their belt, among some other things. CG work for episodes of Yuri on Ice. They've done work on stuff like Death Stranding and Persona 5 for like the mocap. It's very it's a very broad line of work that they have under their belt, so it could be anything.
Right.
I think it probably would be quick to say, oh man, Mario movie might not have gone as like how they wanted. I feel like there might have been other stipulations with that kind of contract as well. And this, like, it could be that. It could also be them wanting to, now that they have, the game set up, the theme parks, it could be starting to be creating more in-house establishments to just sort of expand that brand a little bit.
Oh, true. Could definitely be stuff for, other kinds of areas that they're in.
Because
I think they're gonna animate the Wombo Combos video.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it real.
I mean, you think about how like Sakurai would mention it, how expensive and how long it would take to make those like big trailers for Smash Bros stuff. If they just have like an in-house thing, it would probably be at the very least a little cheaper, and they would have probably a bit more control for them to do trailers. like that. You know, I don't think that there's going to be any Smash Bros. Stuff anytime soon, but if they want to do big reveal stuff for stuff that they feel is really important on the level of Smash, then yeah, it would make sense for them to just have folks like in-house basically to do it.
Yep.
All makes sense to me. Let's see here. How about one or two more news things, and then we can, Solane, you could talk a bit about AI?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Let's see here. Skate.
Yeah,
The
let's
new
talk about the
Skate.
skate in the room.
So, the game that we were all kind of calling Skate 4, it is just called Skate here. It is just Skate.
Period.
Full stop. It has been confirmed that it will be a live service free-to-play game, which, you know, people are a little worried about that.
I'm making a face. Ugh.
They said it's coming out PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. There's going to be microtransactions, but they said that it's going to all be cosmetics of some sort. I don't know. I mean, if the game plays good, sure. You know,
I mean,
like,
that's my... If the conversation of whether or not to have microtransactions in a game and whether or not that's games as a service is, a lasting mode to present your games. I feel like if there was any sort of compromise or just any way to think, if we have to include a season pass or whatever else to this game, Skate is at least one where it doesn't affect a lot of the actual enjoyment you get out of the game. Because, like, it'd be fucking asinine if it's somehow like, oh, you gotta pay to unlock doing a kickflip, which would be a whole new level of hell. But here, I don't know, like, I'll care about the clothes my guy wears, I guess, but ultimately it's just going to be, can I play it? Does it feel like other Skate games? Do I at least have access to other... That'll be the big thing where I do see the issue with free-to-play games just having the one mode, and that's all you ever do.
Right.
As long as there is the... unfortunately, in the way that, like, Fortnite had its own, like, save the world content to it, and it's still there attached, but ultimately everyone goes to the Battle Royale. I think, at the very least, if you still have your maybe not even the story mode, but just like trick opportunities, like contests with other people, a Hall of Meat mode, because you need the Hall of Meat. Fucking let your little guy ragdoll all over the place and break as many bones as possible.
They're not talking about any of these parts, though. That's the frustrating part.
Yeah, that too.
They've been just super hush-hush about all of these things that I'm like, whoa, you're talking directly to the people who care about Skate 4 existing the most, and not only are you telling them that we're not calling it Skate 4, you're also saying, also it's going to have all the things that you don't like in it, and also we're not going to talk about anything that you do like, and you're telling us, oh, just wait, though. I know we just gave you a bunch of bad news and news that you didn't want, and we didn't give you any good news, but just wait. And it's like, this is getting kind of hard to take, guys. Can you just, I don't know, show someone actually playing the game in any way whatsoever? There's the pre-alpha stuff that they show, but it doesn't look like someone playing a game. It looks like, it doesn't look like the way that I would play Skate, like a monster.
Right. I was going to say, with that build, like, they are going to have, like, tests coming up for people to try out and sign up to play it. So, I don't know. I feel the other reality of Skate is that it existed at a time where you could have a $40 game and people would be super eager on it. A $30, $40 game that is, like, a major part of, like, the company platform. And, that would be part of it. Now, if you're releasing a $30 to $40 game, you're an indie studio doing something that you feel more comfortable about, or, would say like, oh, this lives up to that price point, quote unquote.
Well, yeah, that's that's where I would put like Skate would be perfect for that price point, because it would be very similar like we see with we had Hot Wheels Unleashed last year.
Yeah.
Which is, that's all I'm expecting out of Skate. I'm not expecting a whole thing out of it.
But it's also a game by EA. So I also would expect it to be sold at the $70 price point, which would be such a net loss. And all that people would get out of it is, shareholders and dickheads just going, well, I guess people didn't love Skate enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of this that feels like they're hedging their bets, That's why they're making it free to play. And
that is a reality I can at least live with, where, if this game is at least still able to come out and be good, and all I have to worry about when it comes to money is just like, oh, which also, every cosmetic is just going to be shit you'd find at a skate shop. You were already using in-game currency to buy the decks that you wanted, and, the action itself tied to money that you still need to shell out. Yeah, no, like I'm not going to argue against that. That sucks. But ultimately, it's not foreign to what is the standard for those games. It's just, what's going to be counted as premium versus what's going to be counted as stuff that's already baked in that you can acquire. I feel like you're at least going to get some of the more, standard cool stuff out of the base game itself, and then they'll juice it for like goofy shit. I don't know.
Yep.
Does make me curious about soundtracks, though. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Fortnite has a lot of licensed music to it.
I guess we'll see. We will see. All right, one last thing here. Let's see here. So, bunch of Metal Gear games got taken off of digital storefronts because the license for the I think it was specifically the stock footage used ran out.
I feel like this has happened a couple of times.
Well, specifically, this happened for Metal Gear recently. I think it was about a year ago that I think it was specifically MGS 2 and 3 that got taken down because they were like put up on GOG and some other digital storefronts. But the official Metal Gear Twitter account did tweet out in celebration of the 35th anniversary of the franchise, which was on the 13th, a couple of days ago. They said that they will be resuming sales of the titles that had been temporarily suspended. No date, but hey, you're going to be able to buy 2 and 3 again on PC, and I suppose other digital storefronts. No idea if they will be adding more stuff in the future, because we still need ports of 4. And I think Peace Walker? Yeah, I don't think Peace Walker's been put on PC either. But I don't know. 4 seems like one of those things that will never, ever be ported. So who fucking knows? But
yeah,
at the very least, Peace Walker getting ported to PC would be cool. So that would be a nice little 35th anniversary gift for everybody. Big Metal Gear fans out there.
Damn, I know people as old as Metal Gear.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? I'm only a few years younger than Metal Gear.
I mean, wild. This year, Kingdom Hearts is officially 20.
Yep.
It's wild. It's crazy. Video games. Time just continues to march on. So, you want to tell us about AI too? And please don't spoil anything too much. I still don't have my copy of the game.
No. Yeah, I have only barely started also. So,
okay.
I've gotten in maybe 2 hours or so, which is, a skosh, an ounce of the entire game. I feel like I've barely scratched any surface, and definitely not anything that's beyond what's just in the trailers. It's very good. It's very, very good. And the thing that got me more than anything is that AI Somnium 2, Nirvana Initiative, their opening thing, which is exactly what I would expect because this is just how Uchikoshi always is. Their opening thing with like the first couple hours is that they're going to beat you over the head with all of the bits that were funny in the last game so that they can move on from those as fast as possible.
That's pretty good. It's like fan service. All right, yes. We're done. Let's move on.
Like they use all of this fan service. They fill you to the brim with fan service so that they can use it as a vehicle to like get into new stuff.
Okay.
It's really great. They start you with a new boy, and so you're seeing all the things from his perspective as well as Mizuki's perspective. And so between the two of them, you've got a mix of people who know what happened in the last game and a main character who doesn't know and had nothing to do with what happened in the last game. And so it makes this like very nice space where if you've never played the last game, which everyone should because it's incredible, and it's hard to, I don't know who would be jumping into this game without having played the first one, but I guess that could happen. And it's there, you know, set up in a way for you to be able to do that. I had a miserable moment where the opening of it, this is something that happens in these games in a couple of ways. The opening of it like asks you, the player, directly, like, hey, did you play the first AI Somnium? And they want to like give you a bunch of things that talk about what happened in the first game. And so they fill the whole game up. If you say yes, they fill the whole game up with like little quips between characters that spoil things from the last game. And, you know, they don't spoil things from the last game. They're just like, hey, these things, we can actually talk about these things more deeply now. And so there's a bunch of dialogue that happens that you can either choose to opt out of or not. But to opt into it, you have to take a quiz on what happened in the last game, which was 2 years ago for me. And not only was I about to get everything wrong, which if you get anything wrong, they don't give you another chance. They just say, all right, you're full of shit. Let's move on. And you don't get to see any of that stuff. Not only that, but I was about to input the wrong answer. And then I was like, I'm going to think through this, backspace this. I hit the B button and they're like, oh, you hit the B button. You're full of shit. You canceled out of the prompt. We're moving on. Oh, it was a pain in my ass. The only recourse was to actually restart the whole game and make sure I got the answers right.
Should've just Googled them.
I did. That's what I ended up having to do. The second time, it was so embarrassing. What a racket. I was beside myself because I was like, I know these answers, but I didn't know what the answers they wanted were. And so I ended up putting in the wrong names. And I was like, I misremembered, you know, Falco as a character, you know, and so I was like, well, that's not the right character. There was a different name for them at the time. Like, yeah, it's Somnium stuff. And then like none of that like comes up again. So it was this very like jarring thing. And then they just brushed it to the side immediately in a very silly way. And I'm almost scared that it's going to come back again in some way. And so, yeah, it's a game of infinite possibilities. But outside of like Somnium memes and goofs and stuff, the game itself starts off very strong. Just immediately like, here are dead bodies. They are very important to everyone in this world. And everyone could be connected to this in some way. Also, this murder is fucking impossible and could not have happened. And so everyone's just looking at each other like they're all like these cops on this like soccer field pitch, just looking at it, scratch their head, and be like, huh, oh fuck.
Yeah, what the hell?
They talk about this in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler, but the crux of this whole situation, the murder mystery that you are solving, has nothing to do with the Cyclops serial killer that takes eyeballs out of people. That's sick. That's disgusting. That's terrible.
That's in the past.
That's in the past. This is a CEO tech magnate who has been molecularly sawed in half down to the submolecules, and all we have is one half of them, and they just show up on a game show with a QR code in their hand that sends you to an actual YouTube video that you can watch that's unlisted on YouTube, that they talk about in the game. And then 6 years later, you find the other half of the body, but there's no blood, there's no trails, there's no way for these things to have popped into existence from here. There's no secret twin or something. You just found two halves of of the same body, 6 years apart, in two completely different places. And both times, everyone on the site's just like, huh, this is fucked up.
That's weird. Anyway,
yeah, all the characters are trying to like piece together all of the like most obvious kinds of solutions, even the most sci-fi kinds of solutions, and they just keep ending up with like, that can't be it either. God, the hell is this? So you get to find out. Not only do you get to solve this big mystery, I would assume, but you also get to see what it's like to not be able to solve a mystery. Because the reason that these body parts show up 6 years apart is that there was a mystery left unsolved. And so you get to see the fallout of that. And so, yeah, Somnium 2 hits on all cylinders and is getting into some really cool stuff that I'm excited about. It rocks. It's just good to be with all those characters again. They're incredible. They're some of the best characters ever. Can't say enough good stuff about that game.
Date just like me for real.
Date just like me for real. Date's my friend. You show up for the entire time after the events of the first game. I thought Date was just like gonna not show up. They were just gonna like lampshade him, and just be like, he's gone. We don't know where he is. It's over. Date's been missing forever.
He's in the sewer.
They do that, and then there's just a scene where he's just sitting there in the in the room with boss and everybody. And since you're the new guy, you have to stand. You don't get a chair. So you're all just looking at each other. Date's there, and you're like, "Oh, you're Date," and he's like, "Yeah, we've been coworkers. What's the problem? Why did you say it like that?" That's
pretty good.
It's great.
I'm really looking forward to getting my copy.
Yeah, where's your copy at? What happened with it?
I don't remember if I talked about this. So okay, I bought a copy off of a guy on Facebook because I thought that I was going to be able to get one on Amazon or GameStop or whatever, which, they did start to resupply them, which, whatever. I'm at least glad that I was assured to get one. And so, apparently, the weekend of Anime Expo, I guess the guy I bought it from was also there, but I did not run into him. I didn't ask to pick it up because that probably would have been a bad idea, like trying to ship that back home in my luggage. But he said that his nieces got into the box, and he was trying to be like, "Oh, this is such bad news. I'm sorry I opened it on you." And I was going to be like, I don't really care. I'm going to be opening it, and I'm just going to be playing it. Like, who cares? Whatever, as long as it comes over safe. But then he said, actually, it's a good thing that they opened it because inside of it, the Aiba statue is broken.
Oh no!
Yeah, so he sent it back to GameStop, and they're sending him a new one, which he's then going to send me. So I guess they're currently in the process of receiving the original, and then they're going to send him the replacement, and then he's going to send me the replacement. So it's probably going to be like another week and a half, 2 weeks until I get this. But yeah, it's going to happen. I just got to wait for it. Kind of a bummer that I'm probably going to get it around the same time that Xenoblade 3 comes out. So I'm going to be kind of split between those. But I mean, it took me a while to play through the original AI, and I still really loved it. So I will try my best to get through that as soon as I can, because I'm looking forward to it. And I'm just glad that it's going to be a non-broken one. It is going to be intact Aiba.
Yep. Thanks to the niece. Thank the nieces.
Yes, thank you, nieces around the world, for opening up the AI The Somnium Files box to prove that it was broken. Because without you, I would have had a busted Aiba, and I would have been distraught.
Mystery solved. Yeah, I had a weird time purchasing the collector's edition because all of my stuff got canceled when I had my pre-orders in. And I'd just been watching Amazon religiously, trying to refresh it constantly to see when they would get one back in, because there were a bunch of these orders that went out and then got turned around. And so there is one, a PS4 collector's edition on their on Amazon right now for normal price. Otherwise, the rest of it is all scalpers. It's all third party stuff that have a big markup on them. And so it was like this weird thing where I just kept refreshing, and a week after it launched, I had exactly what I was watching. The Wario 64 kept putting it out there, hey, there's 3 up there now. There's 2 up there. and like every 2 days
Yeah.
there'd be another like set of like 3 that came back to Amazon. And so I got one, and Amazon gave me the thing that said, "Hey, we're gonna get this to you. It's gonna be there in a month." And I was like, "What?" And then they send me a notice that's like, "Just kidding. We changed that. It's not gonna be in a month. It's gonna be tomorrow." And I'm like, "What?" Okay.
That sounds like Amazon, yeah.
Yeah. And so the moment it showed up, I was like, okay, this is real. They're not canceling me. I didn't just accidentally order it for a third time during a time when they didn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out. But yeah, no, I'm looking at the one right now for the PS4, and I'm just like, oh, having it on the PS4 sounds so good. Because the Switch is really funny. This game is a little too powerful for the Switch. And so it lags and stalls and does all those little Switch things that the Switch does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny every time. So it's bad, but in a good way.
Yeah, I got the Switch version. I heard people saying that the original Somnium Files game ran like shit on Switch, and I didn't really notice it. So maybe I won't really notice this one.
Oh, these are little things, and every time it happens, it's just funny. It's never like in a big, terrible way. It's just little graphical hangups right at the moment of like some kind of big climax.
Sure.
And since this game, it's the Somnium Files, it's silly. It's got a little like campy kind of thing to it. That adds a lot to it for me.
Sure. We'll see. Whenever that shows up, I'll be cracking it open. I also got the Xenoblade Collector's Edition, which that was also a struggle because nobody knew how that was going to work, and it almost didn't. But I did secure mine, so we take it. We take those here. And I guess real quick, I'll just mention that I've been fucking around. I'm still using my my new fancy GBA SP. And this time I've been playing Mega Man Battle Network 3. I don't know why I'm holding the Game Boy up against my face right now, like I'm showcasing it. Nobody can see this. Why am I doing that? What is wrong with me?
Because you love your Game Boy.
I do love it. I love it a lot. It was an instinct because I'm just happy to have it.
Post instinct. Yeah.
Oh my god. I've been playing Battle Network 3 on this motherfucker, and it's good. It's just good. A lot of random encounters, which is a little frustrating, but other than that, it's still really fun, and I like it, and I like to see how pretty it looks on my new screen. Oh my god, it's so cool. It's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, with that cool screen upgrade. God, that rules.
The IPS screen. So happy. I will be going to some form of game convention, I think next weekend. So I'll be on the prowl for Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance games, DS, 3DS, all that jazz. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna try my best to not spend too much money. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'm like $50. Let's see what I can get. Fuck it.
Oh, right. So you're going to the Classic Games Fest that's happening. Oh, what city is that?
Austin, Texas.
Austin. That's happening in Austin. Yes. I just remembered. I'm asked. There's a Classic Games convention also going down in Renton in like 2 weeks near my area, and so I'm going to be at that. Go shopping around for some classic games. That sounds fun.
See what's up. If they got anything, may you think that would be good.
Send me a little list. Yeah, I would love to go shopping for you. I'd find some stuff.
We'll see how it
some
shakes
prices
out.
That you're looking for.
I mean, I have a fucking wish list on price charting, so there you go. I mean, some of the stuff on there is like pie in the sky shit, like I'm not gonna be like, hey, go find Mega Man 5 on Game Boy because that's just $230 loose, like don't worry about that shit.
No, yeah. If I find any little trinkets on there, some baubles, some fun stuff.
For sure, absolutely, and I will pay for those. How it goes. All right. Anyway, the rest of the news. Let's wrap this up here. So 2 fighting games that I guess folks keep mixing up. At the very least, folks have been mixing them up a little bit in our chats here.
I have been, yeah.
We got Rumbleverse and Multiverses.
It's
which
the same
are
game.
very different games. They are very different games. They have similar names, but very, very different games.
They're like it's like a Warner Bros. Wrestling game, right?
Nope.
No, one of them is a wrestling battle royale, and the other one is a Smash Bros. Clone, a platform fighter.
I have homunculated these games in my mind.
Sure sounds like it. So I'll talk about Multiverses first, because that is coming out sooner. If you got into the old beta, the closed beta, the one that you had to get invited to, you'll be able to start playing Multiverses on July 19th, which is like 3 days from now that we're recording this. By the time you hear this, it's going to be like 2 days. So it's soon. They're also going to be dropping keys for it on like Twitch streams and all that, but it will be completely open July 26th. And they said after that, it's just going to stay open, barring any issues. So the game is basically launching July 26th for everybody, but there's going to be like one more like early access thing for people who played the beta previously on the 19th. And they're going to add the Iron Giant for the open beta. So he is apparently the first giant-sized character. They have already hinted that they're going to have more giant characters, but Iron Giant is just the first of what seems to be perhaps many. Or at the very least,
fun.
The first of a few.
Yeah, that's a way to really change things a little bit. That's great.
Yeah, you got a big-ass character to play as. And then for Rumbleverse, which is the wrestling battle royale fighting game type deal, that is launching August 11th, and then they're starting the first season, like with the battle pass and all that, on the 18th. So a week later, they'll actually have the first season of gameplay, all that sort of stuff.
There's so much goodwill going into both of these games. They both had incredible early access moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to see. It's very awesome seeing these games that are like, they're showing well in their little demos and stuff. And then they're showing so well that they're like, you know what? Let's just put it out. Why do this whole song and dance? Rumbleverse put out a thing is like, we're skipping early access. It's out now. Just go August 11th, do it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I wouldn't expect any different from that team. They're the folks that did Dive Kick, right?
Mm-hmm. It's Iron Galaxy. They did. I mean, you're pulling Dive Kick, which is hilarious. They did. They picked up Killer Instinct. They did like season. Right. Yes. Yeah, I think season 2 and 3 of Killer Instinct, the reboot.
I mean, I'm pulling that one, but both of them, exemplify that there's a lot of fighting goodwill. Games. Yeah. Yes.
And they said, hey, what if we did a fighting game that is a battle royale? And it worked really well from what I've seen. So, hey, it's coming up soon.
I loved playing it. Like, you could actually do some footsies in there. It was really fun.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And then Multiverse is also, I'm glad it has goodwill, because there's, we've seen a couple of Smash clones at this point that, came and went and did not really get that goodwill. And then this one, despite it, its name sucks. I don't like Multiverses. The name, that's the part that gets me.
It's kind of lame.
It sounds like an app. It sounds like a thing I would download to like make streams work better or something. Like, now you can collab with your friends on Multiverses.
I mean, it's the best that we got between, like, they're not going to shorten the concept on, this is just this specific group of characters. The conceit of just, we're making a fighting game with everybody in it.
Yeah.
And you can't just name it Game Master Anthony's Birthday Bash.
You can't.
You can though.
Super Warner Brothers Melee.
Just call it WB Showtime, and then every time they bring out a big announcer that says it's Showtime.
Hey,
actually, that's the Skullgirls thing, isn't it?
Skullgirls.
Yeah,
that is cool.
You're right. This is hard. Yeah. All right, Multiverse is the best we got.
It's tough out there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I've fucking loved that beta of Multiverses. I haven't actually played Rumbleverse yet, so I'll probably try that when it drops, but I'm just mostly stoked for Multiverses. That is definitely the best Smash clone that I have played. It's definitely not as good as Smash, but it is the one that I enjoyed the most that I have actually put my hands on.
Yep. All right, we'll trade games, and then I'll get this untangled in my mind.
Of course. The Sega Genesis Mini 2 is releasing overseas, October 27th, so the day before Bayonetta. They're putting out another 50 games. They've only announced a few of them from what I've seen. They're actually going to be putting Sega CD titles on there as well, which is pretty crazy. Let's see here.
Neat.
Let's see what they've announced so far here. We got Sonic CD, Shining Force CD, Sylphid, Mansion of Hidden Souls, Night Striker, Ninja Warriors, Afterburner, Afterburner 2, excuse me, Outrun, Outrunners, Virtua Racing, Super Hang-On, Sonic 3D Blast, Shining in the Darkness, Vector Man 2, The Ooze, Bonanza Brothers, Alien Soldier, Rainbow Islands Extra, Splatterhouse 2, Rolling Thunder 2, Lightning Force, Fantasy Zone, and Star Mobile Mindware? Oh, no, Star Mobile, which I actually haven't heard of that game.
A lot of those games I have heard of and are awesome.
Yeah, those are the only games that they have announced so far. They said 50. But, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty solid lineup already, I would say.
Mm-hmm. That's a lineup of games where you can really, like, sink into all of them for a while. And they're not, like, a bunch of arcadey games. There's a couple in there, but, like, a lot of those are, like, you know...
meaty.
Yeah, meaty.
RPGs and stuff. It's cool. It's good. Is there anything that you all would like to see on there? Because one thing that I saw some people requesting, and I will parrot that. I sure hope they put Snatcher on there. That would be really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How about the rest of y'all? Is there anything you want to see?
I'm not well versed in the CD collection, the CD library.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the part I'm running into. Also, is like all the ones that I keep thinking of is like, nope, that's a Dreamcast game, buddy.
I mean, I could list some more, I suppose. I mean, I really hope they got Popful Mail on there. That would be a really, really good one. Maybe some more Lunar games. It would be funny if they put Night Trap on there. I don't need it, but it would just be funny. It would be funny.
You're right. That's easy to port now too. That's been, upscaled and up-res. They've done a lot of work on that game.
Yeah, that's out there.
It's accessible.
Yeah. There's a lot of good games out there.
Yeah, some FMV games. Just a box full of FMV games would be so fun.
Yeah, we've really got to hit all the classics. Quote unquote classics. Where's Time Gal? Put Time Gal on there. That was Sega CD, right? Let me double check. Yeah, it was on Sega CD. Yeah, put Time Gal on there. All right, let's see here. Two more bits of news here, and they are both companies being stupid. Do you want to talk about Unity or GameStop first?
GameStop first. GameStop's so funny. When they do dumb stuff, it's so funny.
All right, well, hey, GameStop has launched an NFT marketplace.
What?
Which
Why?
Now of all times is very funny.
Not now? Oh, I'm clicking in to see this. I want to see a grave.
It's very stupid. I mean, I'll be honest, some of the art on here is kind of cool looking. I'm just going to be straight up, like, it does seem like people are kind of trying on some of these art pieces.
Oh,
but then it's just sad that they're associated with NFTs. Like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's this cute little, like, I don't know, here's like a cute little train or like a cute little car. But
this is so much sadder than the Funko Pop walls that now line every GameStop. Like, those are all right. But like
a lot of these,
sad.
a lot of these feel like they are. Yeah, this does have a very Funko Pop vibe to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
So you can click in, and there's like a tab for like collections that shows you all the like fancy like cool things that people make in this. But that's not what you can buy. You click the NFTs tab that says like these are the ones we're selling right now, and then you see like, oh, this is you're paying to own this. It's
remember
rough.
Power Glove?
Yeah.
Remember Arcade Cabinet?
I mean, I think I was subscribed to Power Up Club for a good while there, or the Power Up Rewards, I would say, just because, like, I traded in a bunch of games once, and they basically went, hey, you could just get this for free for a year because, like, you've traded in enough stuff that, like, once you activate Power Up Rewards, it'll just give you the exact same amount in trade-in credit. So you just get this for free and you get the same amount of trading credit. And I was just like, all right. So I got sent fucking Game Informer for like a year, and I would get some pretty alright deals on used games here and there, but, it's definitely not something that I would do on purpose. I wouldn't have gone out of my way to do it.
Yeah, no, it's nice seeing them. I guess it's nice to see GameStop printing digital garbage instead of physical garbage all the time. So, it's a little silver lining there. It's a shame that digital garbage is extremely expensive to the planet, but, what are you going to do?
And I would also say that it's also, we're all pointing and laughing at how stupid this is, but also GameStop did pivot to this by firing a bunch of staff from GameStop itself, as well as Game Informer. So there were quite a few layoffs company-wide, which is very frustrating. So, it's another like little scratch on the I don't know. No, it's another little like notch there in just like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's another dumbass thing that GameStop's doing. They're firing their employees to do more NFT shit, which is just gonna fall apart. Like, it's gonna be just like Square Enix selling all those IPs. It's just like, oh yeah, who gives a shit? It's gonna crash and burn because it's NFTs, it's crypto, and it's just gonna be that. It's just gonna fart and die, and that's gonna be it.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'd love to see GameStop getting unionized, but that's not really going to happen with that chain of stores. There's just too few people run a skeleton crew on a GameStop compared to like a Starbucks or something.
Right.
It just doesn't really quite work. And the employee attitude at GameStop's also is very much like, hey, if GameStop corporate's not going to let us have something, we're just going to, take what we want on our own.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of got a little bit of a libertarian streak as far as I've seen at GameStops, where the managers will be like, all right, if my employees can't get things they need, I'm just going to give it to them. Right. I've seen that at a couple of GameStops that have been, kind of cool in that way.
Mm.
So
it's frustrating.
Yeah. And so in the interim, there's just going to be more and more layoffs all along the way.
All right. Well, last bit of news here. And this one, I feel like we can kind of all collectively point and laugh at this one. Unity has merged with a company called Iron Source, and those of you have probably most of you have probably not heard of it. I hadn't heard of it until just now, or not just now, but when this all went down. But they are best well known for a software installation wrapper called InstallCore, and it's basically a malware like funnel. It's just a great way to get a bunch of bullshit malware into your computer. Windows Defender and Malwarebytes will straight up just stop it from running if you have it on something that you download. Bunch of adware that will just get completely dumped on your computer if you download something that it's attached to. Just a fucking crazy, weird thing that Unity did. They paid $4.4 billion for this, and they also laid off a bunch of employees 2 weeks ago, probably to help fund this purchase.
That's the exact thing that you don't want to have owning your game engine. So there's no way to trust Unity installs after that happens, after that purchase goes through. If you could even trust them now.
You really can't. And it's just very stupid.
I'm thinking through how it works when I install a game, like the brain processes that I put in. Is that if I'm installing a game and it gives me that little like pop-up that says that, hey, Windows doesn't really know what to do with this, and I hit the button that says, ignore that, just install it anyway. I trust this game because other people play this game, and it's a very popular game that a lot of people are playing. If something was weird with it, I feel like I would know. That's just my way of thinking through things, like a very smart and normal person, as a layman, basically. And
right.
God, if I couldn't trust Unity projects that way, then like, fuck, what?
A lot of game devs on here either saying, yo, I'm gonna just switch to something else, or they're being like, well, I only really know how to use Unity, so I'm going to keep using it, but I fucking hate this, and I wish I didn't have to. That's basically the general vibe that I have seen on Twitter after this went down.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
God, John Riccatel's a fucking idiot. He's like the worst at running a company ever.
If you recall, John Riccatello is the man in charge of Unity right now. And, if you've played Travis Strikes Again and No More Heroes 3, I think you can understand how we all feel about him and how probably a lot of the game developers that are upset about this feel about him right now.
I'm glad Travis touchdown killed him.
Yeah.
in Travis, No More Heroes 3, that was a great ending.
It was not in Minecraft. It was in
No More Heroes 3.
Game.
Yeah.
But that's all I got here. No questions this week, it seems. If you do want to send a question, it's videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, and we'll read that for you next time. But for now, unless there's anything you two want to talk about, we can wrap this up.
Yeah, we can start wrapping up.
All right. Maverick, anything from you?
No, I am ready to let this one ship out.
All right, sounds good. So, if you want to continue to follow us, you can go to our website, videogamechoochoo.com, where we post reviews, news, podcasts, etc., etc. We've been doing our weekly bulletin. I think that's a really good way to wrap up the news. You can follow us on Twitter at VGCC if you want to keep up with everything as it goes live. Same with our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. We have our YouTube page, youtube.com/videogamechoochoo. We have a Twitch, twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. I don't know when we're going to get up to more stuff on there, but, there's always a chance. Patreon.com/VGCC, where you can give us $3 a month to hear our podcasts early that aren't the main show. We have Unlimited Railworks, our anime podcast. Maverick and I are on that, as well as LV and Rose, who you have heard on here previously if you've listened to older episodes. We're watching The Big O right now. Again, just talked about that. Pretty baller stuff. Gotta keep watching that. And we have our Discord server, thegamezone.zone. You type that into a web browser and it'll bring you straight there. You can hang out, maybe play some Fall Guys with everybody. Or something else. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I played ATV Off-Road Fury 2 yesterday night also.
Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
That game definitely has corn and alien ant farm on it.
Hell yes. Hell yes. And thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for a theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. You want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. Remember, you can always buy their stuff, but we recommend to do it on the first Friday of the month because that'll be Bandcamp Friday. I think they're still doing that, right, Solon?
I'm pretty sure they did it the last 2 months.
Okay.
But it's always kind of up and down if they're going to do it again.
But yes, if you do that, they'll get 100% of the cut. That'll be helpful for them. Where can people find you, Solon?
Hey, I've also got a question that we can end the show with.
Okay.
You can find me at Chorby SP. That's my handle for all my Twitch stuff. It's my Twitch Sona. It's also on Twitter and all the YouTube and fun places like that. Chorby SP, that's where you go. We're playing and performing games. Just trying to show what it's like being the best that you can be on twitch.tv. We have Scott and I have a show coming up. We have a DJ set as the Grinder Boys, our very grand Chooch Championship Wrestling Tag Sona. The Grinder Boys are going to be live at Funny Rave next week. If you've never seen Funny Rave, this is their second year in operation, and it's a place where a bunch of online creators come together to show off their music and perform fun little sets and stuff. So we not only have a 23-minute set of stuff to perform, we also have an EP that will be coming out that weekend.
Oh, wow.
All right.
I'm laughing because this is all just exciting. It's very cool, and we've not announced or said anything about this yet. And so this is all the first time a lot of folks are hearing about this outside of the Discord itself.
Rock and roll. All right.
We are going to be celebrating a lot of Chooch in there. A lot of Chooch culture, a lot of like our in-jokes that we make all the time around here. We could actually put those into an actual, like into the, public audience. There's going to be a lot of people that watch.
Into the ether, if you will. Into
the ether. So, like, I'm going to be shouting out Buff Carell. I'm going to be shouting out the big guy Ryback. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens inside of this set of music. I'm I made the visuals. Scott made the music. Like, Scott made an album's, like, a EP's worth of music, about 16, 17 minutes of just, song. The Chuchamania theme is in there. That's one of the songs. We actually got a full produced version of that now. It's cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, right? Making art.
Mm-hmm. Maverick, where can people find you?
People can go ahead and find me on Twitter at MavsplaniaMania. That's at MavsplaniaMania, where I am just posting still, getting shit going. Just in the background of this, I got a new keyboard from a friend of /friend of the show, Chris Person.
Hey!
Great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's funky. The Q and P keys are moved down a row.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm going to be learning a lot about how a new keyboard works.
You gotta retrain your whole brain on that.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm sure, like, I've been jonesing for some sort of, like, split keyboard setup for a while now. So this will at least give me some space to actually, like, mess around with that.
Oh, sick.
Glad to hear you got a cool new gizmo.
Thank you.
I think I saw a picture of it. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
And finally, you can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. That's it. Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long. Bye-bye.
Now, hold on 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Hold the phone.
Okay,
Got one question from Tumblr user me, and I ask, Garangolm, the monkey from Rise, versus Guardian Ape. Who wins? I want to see a monkey showdown. Who's the biggest, baddest ape in video games?
I don't know anything about them, so I'm going to defer this to Maverick. Maverick, what do you think?
I mean, Guardian Ape's got the advantage with the weapons, but trying to remember, I don't think the size discrepancy would be too bad.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's what I'm going for here. I want big apes tussling. And I know that Guardian Ape's real rangy. He can move when he wants to. But also he can do like a weird, sell his soul or something and have a second life or whatever. But we're not counting that. I want raw ape power. No magic hoo-ha. Yeah.
Oh God,
What's Garangolm gonna bring to the table to take on Guardian Ape?
Because like I said, Garangolm's got Water Blight, so that can definitely eat up stamina. The Blast Blight, as soon as you get you twice, does so much damage, but it's pretty evenly matched. I might give it to Guardian Ape, but we'll see if anyone else feels like they gotta answer this one. Who'd win in a fight? Garangolm versus Guardian Ape, both covered in oil.
Ooh, now what if you throw a Winston Overwatch in there?
It's no contest.
How many Winstons do you think it would take?
Just one.
Just one?
Excuse me for dropping it.
All you ever need is one Winston.
I agree. I think we're good now. Done it.
That's your question.
There you go. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. Goodbye. Bye.